Tim Lauer with the Coastal Conservative Podcast. Today we got special guest Patrick McWilliams. First off, I want to congratulate you, Patrick.
Oh, thank you.
As of Saturday, Patrick was elected chairman of the Baldwin County Republican Executive Committee. He served as a co-chair for quite a while and has been active in the party for quite a time before that. So many accolades, military service, professional, and military service as well. So Awesome to have you on board, Patrick. And we're looking forward to your leadership taking us into this next election cycle. I think you got your hands full.
Thank you, Tim. It's great to be here with you all today. First, let me say congratulations to Michael Hoyt, who is our chairman for 7 years. And he really took us through some, basically some tumultuous times, in our nation's history and even on the state level. We came out from, increasing basically straight ticket Republican voting from 42% to 58%.
That's huge.
And that's an absolutely monstrous number.
And for those who don't know, what's straight ticket voting?
Straight ticket voting is when you go in and basically pull the lever on the elephant. That means you check the block and you basically vote for whoever is associated with the Republican Party.
That's huge.
You vote straight down the ticket, whether it's county, state, or federal.
I think that sends a message to any other party that, 53%, that's huge.
Yeah, with 58% of the vote, that really makes us the Republican stronghold in the entire state. There's really, there's other, counties within the state that are obviously ruby red as well. But
that's right.
It's just one of those things where, we're at a point right now where, I don't see where anybody else. We took a look at what happened with the Libertarians during the midterm, and that died a slow death. We all saw it coming, but during the midterm, it was over before it began for them. I really don't see where that's going to change anytime soon here in Baldwin County. But with that said, we need to keep our eye on the ball.
Absolutely.
We need to make sure that we're doing a couple of things here. One, just to give you a little bit of what my philosophy is going to be, under the remaining term that I have, is that I'm a moderate conservative. Okay, I believe in the rule of law. I also believe in following the platform of the RNC and the Alabama GOP, all right, the state GOP. I am going to be in lockstep with that, and so and obviously with our county bylaws as well. So that's really where the rubber meets the road for me. So I am a Reagan conservative. I have done a lot of studying and a lot of, wrote a lot of things about, Barry Goldwater as well, because he is, in my opinion, the father of modern conservatism in America. So that's really my philosophy in a nutshell moving forward. And, with me at the helm right now, that's the direction I want to take.
Awesome. Well, I got your back, I got your support, and I know many others do. It's such a powerful position to hold because Baldwin County, in my opinion, is a beacon of light for Alabama and even the rest of the nation of what we do down here and how we're able to take conservatism and integrate it in part of our small business, our community, everywhere, and things just work beautifully. And we live in paradise.
Well, the thing is that we're a county that's the size of the state of Delaware. And we've got 230,000 plus people that are in this county on any given day. Transiting this county, we have probably on a neighborhood of about 300,000 people.
Wow.
Whether they're at the beach, whether they're, rolling through, whether they're here on business, whatever.
That's right.
So, that's a huge number. Okay, so, one of the things that we have to do is make sure that, we're putting people in place, with elected officials that, have the interest of the community at heart. okay, and are not going to subscribe to, a woke, social experimentation, a policy that is going to, with failed economic programs that we are seeing, whether it's in Chicago, whether it's in Baltimore, whether it's in LA, or San Francisco. It's just ridiculous. So I really do believe that we have that. And one of the things that I love about down here in coastal Alabama is that we have access to our elected officials, whether they are on the county, the state, or the federal level, like no place I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
They are engaged. They want to talk to everybody. They want to talk to their constituents. And it is just an incredible thing down here that we have as far as, making sure that the elected officials that we have have the best interest in heart for all of us down here. And we are blessed, and I'm thankful for it.
Absolutely. So we got some juicy stuff to get into today.
We do.
So I'm not sure if everybody knows, there's something going on with the congressional map and some redistricting in Alabama. So kind of give us a brief summary of what we're looking at, and then we'll kind of get into some of the different scenarios.
So let's take a step back and look at the Allen versus Milligan ruling that came out from the Supreme Court in June, and basically it was a 5-4 decision that ordered and sustained basically the case with the Northern District, with the North Alabama District Court, which says that we have to redraw congressional district lines. Okay, so at that point, Governor Ivey declared a special session. There were 2 reapportionment committee hearings that were public. One of them was last Thursday, that I personally attended and testified at. And realistically, what this ruling is saying is that the state legislature has to redraw out of the 7 districts. 2 of them now have to be majority minority districts. Okay, now what that means is basically they really haven't put just a top tier number. It's like at 55%, you can call it a majority district. Okay, and they did that specifically because once you start doing that, they really skirted the 14th and 15th Amendments with this. Okay, and really this was not a 5-4 vote. This was a 4.75 to 4.25 vote because you had Justice Kavanaugh, which a lot of folks see was a swing vote in all of this. He dissented on Section 3B1 of it. Also, what you need to look at is that Justice Clarence Thomas, who has heard Voting Rights Act cases for the last 30 years, dissented on Chief Justice Roberts' overall opinion of it as well. And he was of the mindset that community of interest should exist. And he specifically named Baldwin and Mobile County as the type of congressional or the type of community of interest that you would form a congressional district around. And nobody seemed to want to bring that to light up in Montgomery. And, I walked in the room and basically reminded people of the fact that they needed to remember that we still have a 14th and a 15th Amendment we need to adhere to.
That's right.
Okay, we still have you still have to look at the dissenting opinions as well. And you have to do what's in the best interest of all concerned. And, if you take a look at the plaintiff's map, I don't know if we can call it up or not.
Sure.
But let's jump into this real quick.
Sure.
That right there is the community of interest map that I believe Representative Pringle, Chris Pringle from Mobile, who is co-chairing the reapportionment committee, introduced yesterday. Now, if you take a look at this map, what this does is that this is really puts, it kind of pares down Congressional District 1, our district, into about four counties, okay, with Covington, Escambia, Mobile, and Baldwin County. And the one thing you got to look at with Congressional District 7 being the district that has historically been a minority, a black district, the black, per se, the Black Belt of Alabama, which is Congressman Terry Soul's district. They cut out Dallas County. So if you take a look at it, right now she resides in Dallas County. So under this map, you would have a sitting U.S. congressman not residing inside the congressional district.
Wow.
So, I don't know how this is all going to play out. Like I stated up there is no easy way to do this. Something is going to get left out. All right, and we're going to have to address it at some point. This is really going to be what the late Justice Scalia said, judicial peekaboo. And what that means is that it's going to go round robin. It's going to be a cycle where this is going to go to the three-judge panel. They're going to make a decision. It could go to a special master. If it does go to a special master and the lines get drawn that are not in the favor of the Attorney General, or the Attorney General doesn't like it, then he's going to go take it straight back to the Supreme Court.
Wow.
So
we're in for a little bit of
a
ride.
We are. But this is, the one thing that I will say is that this is going to be pretty quick, because I believe qualifying ends for state of Alabama on November 5th. So we've got to have this thing rolling in the right direction, pretty quickly. If you have the plaintiff map,
yep.
If you could show that real quick. I want to talk about this real quick. Now, if you take a look at this plaintiff map here, okay, with Congressional District 1, and this was my argument. You basically are taking Congressional District 1 and putting it from the Alabama-Mississippi state line, west, all the way over to the Alabama-Georgia line. Okay, and there is you cannot tell me that the Wiregrass and coastal Alabama have the same interest, okay? Plus, and one thing that I brought up to them that, and I couldn't believe it, I almost fell out of my chair, Senator Roger Smitherman, he didn't use my name, but he agreed with the premise of what I said, which was, you've only got so much congressional funding and so many earmarks in a congressional district, okay? So what you're going to do is that you're going to take Coast Guard Aviation Training Center, Mobile, all right? And then you're going to have with Fort Rucker now, or former Fort Rucker now, Fort Novellis, where the Army Aviation Training Center is, okay? And you're going to put them in the same congressional district. And then you're going to take University of South Alabama and then Troy University and stick them in the same district as well. Plus, you got to think about it this way. You want, there are projects that, that they're trying to do over in, like in Dothan. There's a couple of 4-lane projects that they're working on right now. Okay, how is that going to be an interest to somebody in Baldwin County? Okay,
that's right.
That's not going to be an interest to anybody in Foley. All right, and the same thing. Why would anybody from Dothan be interested? With the Mobile River Bridge project. All right, that's a $3 billion project. So we need somebody that's going to be from our area community of interest that's going to be able to guide us through that process on a federal level as well. And right now, and it's not to say anything against, Representative Barry Warren. It's not to say anything about Representative Jerry Carl. This is more about what is right for certain geographic areas, regardless of, whether they are, white, black, Asian American, it doesn't matter.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. And I think the biggest thing is that, if you look at this and you try to, carve out, a portion of Mobile County that includes Pritchard, in a historically black area, Mobile County, okay, just so you can make a congressional district too. I think that's that's not that's not in the best interest of anybody in the state right now.
I agree.
And here's your litmus test, okay, for all of this. You've got, and I don't care what anybody says, Joe Reed runs the Alabama Democrats in the Alabama Democratic Party, okay? And the way this is set up with this map is that it includes Montgomery to be the second minority district. And his son is the current mayor of Montgomery, okay? Stephen Reed is. What he is trying to do is make sure that that basically the legacy of him through his son, so he can have his son run for the Congressional District 2 if this gets approved, okay?
Wow.
And I hate to say it, but there's other maps out there as well, that are called the Singleton maps that surround Jefferson County and the Birmingham metro area where there is a large minority black population as well. And you got to take a look at realistically the numbers as well. And if you take a look at the numbers here, okay, what they want to do is basically, and for lack of a better term, they want to gerrymander some of this so they can get above 50%. Because when you take a look at Congressional District 2, it says, as far as the population is concerned, it's at 50.55%. And then you take a look at Congressional District 7 and it's at 55%, which has been historically, the minority congressional district. So the problem with all of this is that it's bad math. Okay,
Yeah.
It's bad
Yeah.
math for the socioeconomic welfare of the entire state of Alabama. Okay, and that really also needs to be a driving factor in how we do this. And that really right now is not coming into play, unfortunately, with the Democrats. And that is what I do not like about any of this is that this should not be, in my opinion, should not be a Republican versus Democrat issue. This should be what is in the best interest of the entire state of Alabama and how we move forward with this.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee you this map right here is not in the best interest.
Yeah. So
It's not.
A couple things that just jump out at me. It's wild. Is, it seems like they're trying to proportionate stuff to keep certain people in power and control, like you said, and set them up for future elections.
Right.
And it's not in the best interest of the state as far as why do we continue to chop people up into race? It seems like we're always, like the Democrats are always trying to divide us in either race or vaccinated versus non-vaccinated or mask versus non-mask or, whatever it is. They try to chop us up into, when it's all good people out there. But yeah, it's just wild and, yeah.
Well, and the problem is this is that you have people, you have minorities out there. It doesn't matter whether they're Hispanic or whether they're black, Asian Americans, whatever else, okay? They're afraid to actually speak up, okay, and say that they have conservative values because of the fact that they will get chastised because, because they're being told it's like, well, you're because you're a certain skin color, you need to vote a certain way. And that's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That is inherently wrong, and that is not what our founding fathers ever wanted for any of us. Okay? And that's not what this country is founded on. All right? And that is not what the 14th and the 15th Amendment say either. So realistically, we've got some bad actors right now that are really trying to game this. Okay, and that's what really concerns me is that, realistically, and even if this does go like it does as far as, with the congressional districts, I really think this is going to be a jump ball. I really don't know what we're going to see coming out of this. That's why I said, and I stated that my closing remarks Saturday is that, look, buckle up, this is going to be a bumpy ride. This could actually really backfire on the Democrats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, if we could wind up, after the lines are redrawn, okay, and it's finally said and done, that the entire state goes red and we could have 7 Republicans.
Well, yeah, so there's a quick scenario. So first, just because you're white doesn't mean you're voting Republican. Just because you're black doesn't mean you're voting Democrat. Second is, if you take District 2 and it's a 55%, they want to say minority vote, so it gives them an advantage.
Right.
But let's say the Republicans have a strong wave and come out strong. You know, so they could come out and win District 2, and it could be a red wave across Alabama.
Right, and that's how's that fair? That really, if you want to get down to what the ruling is, it could very well backfire.
Yeah.
So what happens then? Okay, then all of a sudden you're gonna watch if it does go where we get a 7 Republican district house out of Alabama. Watch the Democrat Party scream foul.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Right. They're going to scream foul.
Be careful what you ask for.
And what happens at that point?
That's right.
I mean, let's take a step back, fire up the barbecue, and watch the show go down.
That's it. So let me ask you a question real quick, and you may not know the answer to this, but I'm just looking at this map and it's saying, this percentage white, this percentage black. There's no other more minorities represented here or no other races, let's say, besides white or black. How do they determine who's white and who's black?
Census information.
So it's census.
It's census-driven information.
Gotcha. So it's how it's filled out on the census.
It's how it's filled out on the census.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
Well, what's wild is with these numbers,
and that's for the people who have filled out the census.
That's right. That's for the people that have filled out the census. Is that it's also my understanding that those numbers are not registered voters either. That is just the population demographic.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So that's where you see the variation.
And this was from the 2020 census.
Yes.
One during COVID.
Right.
Okay.
So realistically, we need to take a look at pretty much all of these numbers. And like I said, there was that's one of the things that came out of the hearing that I thought was interesting is that there's no really set number that they're looking for as far as what's going to make a congressional district competitive. So, with that said, that's why I'm saying this thing could really backfire on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
And it could be a hot mess, coming out of this thing, especially if we win all 7 districts. The GOP does.
It'd be wild. Now let me ask you, kind of take us through where we're at right now. So as far as timeline, I know yesterday was the first day they kind of met. I think they just kind of got some basic stuff done.
So
now today they're meeting again. And they're supposed to finish session by Friday, I believe.
They're supposed to finish session by Friday. Okay. What you're going to start seeing is that you're going to start seeing maps introduced on the floor. Okay. And there is a ton of maps out there. My gosh, we were even, Representative Pringle said that they got one map from New Zealand, they got another map from France. So there are people out there that are very interested in what's going on, here in Alabama. And they're really looking at this because of the fact that they see Alabama as kind of the ground zero for civil rights. Okay, so whatever happens here, you're probably going to see similar things go down in other states. Okay, they're going to take the show. The Democrats are going to take the show on the road. Okay, and you're going to start seeing stuff like North Carolina was a prime example. Louisiana is another one. There will be some more coming. Okay, because realistically, what the DNC wants to do is they want to ensure that there is never another red wave coming out of the House. Okay, they are trying to basically redraw these districts to where, it's going to be in favor of a long run for a Democrat-controlled House, no matter who winds up in the White House, whether it's a Democrat, or which they obviously want, or a Republican. Okay, and this all comes back during, President Obama's time, where, he was not happy with what happened. He felt that the 2010 census was going to help redraw the lines and ensure him that he was going to be able to get his agenda done, because he would have a Democrat-controlled House and Senate. And it really, in his 2 terms of presidency, it really hindered him, because basically what happened is that he didn't quite get what he wanted, and it was a referendum. Those midterm elections were really a referendum on failed policies. Okay, now fast forward to here we are at 2023, and in my opinion, we're we got the same bad actors that are trying to deal with everything in Washington, from leftovers from the Obama administration, that are trying to basically call the shots as far as getting it to where they can position themselves for a long Democratic run. Okay, they're going to try to take this ball and run with it as fast as they can, unless we stop them.
That's right.
And that's really where this is going right now. So all eyes are on Alabama and what we're doing right now. And we really do need to do this right. I would love to see nothing better than to have a map that is voted on, go to the 3-judge court, the 3-judge panel in Birmingham, and then have them say this is it and that's it. Okay, at that point that would be fantastic, and I think that was something that would. But do I see that really happening in reality? Your guess is as good as mine.
Gotcha.
It really is it really is up in the air right now.
So now's one of them times where, like Patrick said, we got to kind of keep our eye on the prize, on the ball. Stuff like this can create chaos. It can create opportunities. As long as we're kind of keeping our finger on the pulse of what's happening. I think as Republicans, going into this next election cycle and seeing things like this happen with redistricting and everything else, I think it's important that we have Republicans in place that are strong-minded, like Patrick, that have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to stuff like obeying the law and election integrity and all these things. And I really think it's time, Republicans, we got to step up this season, and we got to battle these guys. We can't lay down when they're freaking coming after us. We need to stand up, stand tough, make sure that we have leadership that stands tough in its place. And I'm looking forward to the next election cycle, but I also want to make sure that everybody is ready for it and all out. So what we need you guys to do is join us, join the fight, join the Baldwin County Republican Party. It's $15 for a single person, $25 for a married couple. If you have problems coming up with the $15 or $25, give me a call. Maybe we can make something work for you. Or maybe I could sponsor you as a member. But we need you guys out there coming to meetings, getting involved, understanding what's going on. That's why we had Patrick on today to kind of explain the map. Everybody's hearing about the congressional maps. Nobody's really getting in the weeds about what's going on, at least on the surface level. So thank you for coming out and kind of breaking us through that map today, Patrick. That was awesome and huge. And we're just looking to see what kind of happens over the next few days. So hopefully we can get Patrick on again to get an update. We do have Matt Simpson coming on Saturday. I'm sure he'll have an update as well. And, just kind of different opinions or different thoughts on how it's going to affect our party. But I agree. I think it could be a very positive thing for us if we persevere and push through it the right way.
Absolutely. I think that, there's the possibility always exists that we're going to come out of this the other side better and stronger, on the state level. Thank you for bringing up the website. Our website domain has changed right now. We still do have the Baldwin County GOP.com, but we'll be incorporating that in a minute.
Okay.
That's going to take a few days to roll over.
Gotcha.
But right now, if you go to baldwincountygop.org, you can sign up and do your membership that way. And we definitely need more folks from all demographics. Like I like to say, we are the Big Tent Party. Okay, and that's what this country is founded on, and we take people from all walks of life.
That's right. We don't discriminate on race. Like I always say, I discriminate on work ethic or bad attitude or negativity or things like that. But I don't discriminate on race, and I don't think the Republican Party does. We are open to all people. If you're conservative-minded, family-oriented, believe in God, all these things, we want to bring you in, and we want you part of the fight.
Absolutely. And you ever got any questions, please navigate the website. It's got our party, the county party platform. It's also got on there, we're populating the events on it.
Okay,
that's going to happen today. It's also got to where you can take a look at the leadership or platform. Also, it has a tab on there as far as going to other chartered Republican groups that are here in the area, plus the state level and the federal level as well.
Awesome.
So
and there's tons of things tons of events to go to as a Republican. So we got the South Baldwin Republican women that meet in Foley, the Eastern Shore Republican women that meet in the Eastern Shore, actually Fairhope Yacht Club. We got the think tank that meets in Robertsdale. We got the executive committee that meets in Robertsdale as well. Most of these meetings meet once a month. The executive committee meets every other month. So find your niche, find where you can get involved. And
and there's a new group that's just stood up as well in Point Clear. So, right. There's people out there that really do want to get involved, all right? And we just need to, get the word out. I go to some of these events, in other groups, okay, and people are amazed that they're like, we had no idea you could join a party. Well, you can. Okay, and what you're going to get for your money is that you're going to get information and access to one, elected officials, and two, what's actually going on. Okay, being a U.S. citizen is advanced. All right, you have to stay on top of it. We are the greatest experience in the world. Okay, our democracy, and our republic is. And you need to keep on it. And you need to make sure that you're well informed as far as what is actually the truth. And you come to those sites, you come to these meetings, you'll hear the truth.
Absolutely. Well said, Patrick. Well, awesome. Thank you for coming on today. Thank you for the update. We look forward to your leadership in the executive committee and leading our county through the state. Anything you need from us, you let me know. And we look forward to having you back soon. Thanks for coming on, Patrick.
It's great to be here today.